Well, I drew for 50 days straight, and this is how it all went. I already made one for the 30-day challenge, and I thought that I will also share the 50th, and the next one will be the 100. And since I'm going to be sharing 20 new sketches in here, I think it will also be cool to somewhat reroute a little and share some of my old sketches that I once wanted to be like the beginning of this one sketch day challenge. So this kind of thing wasn't just something new that I tried this year. This is something that I've been trying to do for a long, long time, but I didn't have the motivation or the discipline to actually sit down just for 10 to 20 minutes and sketch something new. And but I did try. I did try before, but what I'm trying to say is before I show my sketches from the 31st to the 50th day, I will be sharing some of my old sketches where I first started trying this thing out. So this one hasn't seen the light of day. I think this one is already what, 3 years old, I think. I think it started back in 2021. So these are some of my old sketches, and I'm going to be sharing them to you. Before I share the new ones the past few days and weeks. Okay, so let's just jump right into that one. Okay, let's open this one up. Okay, the very first sketch that is actually in here is one of the people that inspired me to start sketching. I used to adore this person, and I still do, but not the way that I used to. So I used to like this person a lot. So I really wanted to learn how to sketch because when I saw her sketches, it was really fantastic, and I was like, I need to somewhat learn this one to somewhat impress her in the future. Didn't end up well, but it was a nice try. So I got in the zone to start learning how to sketch because of this person, and I remember that she recommended me a film to watch, and I watched it back in the 1st of January. And this was my sketch of one of those scenes, and it doesn't make sense. That's why I wrote here, is it supposed to be a blur all the time? That's because I was trying to make the face make sense, but I got frustrated that I think I was using an 8B or 4B here, and then I just shadowed everything, so it didn't make sense. So after this one, I started watching BTS's Wings promotional videos. So basically, they have 7 videos promoting the album, and I started with Begin. So this is my try for Jungkook at that time, and I even wrote some notes here because I really did try to make journals about the specific videos that they made and tried to make sense of it and tried to analyze it because again I was trying to impress this person, so I tried to do this one. And this is Begin. I think this one is okay. It's okay. This one isn't. I'm so sorry. But the next one is here. It's for Lie Chapter 2. This is Jimin. So I wrote a note here. I'll do you justice in the future, bro. Because I didn't know how to do the face. I really messed up in here. I gave up actually. So I just smudged it. Next is Taeyong. Okay, I forgot to write the specific lines that I liked. And the lines that they were using is actually from a novel that I really enjoyed reading too, that is Damien by Herman Hesse. And they use that as an inspiration for Wings, so which I really appreciate. Similarly here, I remembered to write it down. It's supposed to be sugar. I was struggling to draw the eyes at that time because the image that I chose to somewhat work on is just a bit dark. So I was having troubles doing that. So I just gave up and just proceeded with the shading instead. Similarly, I think this one is better compared to the others. This is supposed to be Namjoon. I think in that scene in particular, he was trying to draw tattoos on himself. So this is my try for that. This reflection. Then this is J Hope. I even forgot to write the lines here. It's not good, I know. This one is Jin, and for the last chapter, which is Awake. Awake is actually my favorite song from the album. It's really a good song. Really like Jin's performance there. And this one I'm trying different things now. I think this is Irene. Okay, I'm going to show this way. Okay, this is Irene. It's kind of okay. Next one is Joy. These are all inspired by the Bad Boy photo shoot. I have Lomo cards of that back in those days. I think I still have it because in some of the sketches I actually pasted the inspiration, so we'll be able to see the before and after. This one is supposed to be Yeri. Yep, this is Yeri. Okay. This one actually looks okay, but the face again it didn't make sense. Similarly with Wendy, I think I'm doing better now in sketching Wendy compared to before. Similarly, this is Sugi. I think this one looks cool, even with my mistakes here, the way the hand and everything is not proportional, but this somehow made sense. Okay, now, okay, I'm going to hide first the actual sketches. So this is the inspiration that I'm talking about, and this is how it turned out. This is for Jenny. I had this Loma card here. And this is how it turned out for Jenny. Okay, I know. It gets worse. This one is for Rose, and this is how my Rose looked. Look at that. None of it makes sense. Okay, let's have the next one. Oh, I think this gets worse. Yeah, I remember this now. This is supposed to be Lisa, right? This is my sketch for Lisa. What the hell happened here? I don't know. So sorry, Lisa. Next one is Jis. Oh god, I hate this one. This is Jisoo, and this is how Jisoo. What happened here? I don't know. I don't know what happened here, bruh. I'm so sorry, Jisoo. So I did try to make sense of it. So I wrote here. I think this is not really good for sketching, but it takes time, so keep practicing. Remember that you're trying to learn here. Learning takes time, okay? Your sketches will improve as days go by. Just go for it. I actually blame the sketchbook, or whatever this one is. I blamed it for all my sketches, but that's the funny thing about this one. Next one is, okay, I tried to somewhat save myself here. So this is for Rose. This is how the Rose look like here. I think this looks absolutely better compared to the previous one, followed by Lisa. And it looks much better compared to the other one. But again, it's not proportional. The nose, the fingers, it's not proportional, but it somewhat made sense compared to the previous drawings. This is Jenny, and this one is my version of her. I think it still didn't make sense, but it's a bigger improvement. I'm really bad with teeth. I don't know how to draw that. This one is Jisoo, and this one is Jisoo. I think this one looks actually better. This one looks okay. This one makes sense. And what else do I have here? Okay, this time it's red velvet. So I do have Wendy here, and this was my sketch of Wendy. So it's actually okay. For me, it's a bit okay compared to the other sketches. Next one is Bianca Belair when she won the Royal Rumble back in 2021. So I tried to draw that, and I gave up with the face. I just worked on her body and the ring post and the ropes, and I gave up basically on the face. And I started drawing animated characters because I started using them as part of my presentation. So I have here Mikasa. I was watching Attack on Titan for the first time at that time. This one is Armin. I think Armin looks okay here. Armin looks great here. And what else do I have? I have young Eren. I have Eren here. I also have Levi. They all made sense to me here. This one too, Sasha. I like these drawings actually because they're animated characters. I think this was one of my best in this sketchpad. This one is Eren Yeager when he lost his mind. So I really like this sketch at all. I really like this sketch compared to most of my sketches. This one is I gave up. This is supposed to be Eminem. I'll try to draw Eminem better. I promise. And this one's not that good, but it's from Love is War. I really love this animated series. This one's supposed to be Joy. And this one is from Jujutsu Kaisen. Similar with this one from Jujutsu Kaisen also, Gojo. And from Your Lie in April. I actually like this one. This is supposed to be Yeri, but I didn't use any other pencil to somewhat make sense of it. I gave up too. Similar with this one. This is supposed to be Joy. That's why I wrote LOL. And this is supposed to be Wendy. I think this was back in the Queendom series. This is supposed to be Sugi too. I was struggling with the nose again. So I struggled even with the mouth and the teeth. I was learning how to do that back in the day. So that's how it ended here. Oh, I also have one here. This is Irene. Irene. I like this picture a lot of her, but I'm struggling to really do the face. And Okay, so that's how 2021 sketches look like for Elray as well. We'll now look at the new one, which is the 31st to the 50th day in this sketchpad. So we're going to look at them one by one. So we'll see how we improve from the first 30 days. Okay. Okay. So this is my 31st drawing. This is Sugi, and I really like the promotional part of that for her exhibit. This is one of my favorite pictures. It may not be proportional, but the way that it looked like is actually an inspired version of Tatami Galaxy because there's cameras on that particular series, the way they used it. So I really wanted to put that here also. So I embraced the long parts of it and somewhat made sense of it. Similarly, another Sugi image here with a camera. It's day 31 and 32. This is actually my favorite page from day 30 to, sorry, day 31 to 50. This is my favorite page. I really like this one. So I worked on more Sugis here for day 33, day 34, day 35, and day 36. I want to somewhat digitalize this one. That's why I made it like a panel of sorts. So I'm going to work on this in the future for a future series of me digitalizing things. So this is an inspiration first. So I really like this one too. Different styles. I'm going to improve on it. This one is supposed to be 37. This is Wendy. And 38 is actually my birthday. So me and Nayan have the same birthday. So I drew Nayan here. I actually like this one because before I was struggling to draw Nayan. And I think this one went well. So this is Nayan. Followed by sketches for IU because I'm finally 25. So I chose my favorite images in palette. And this is actually my favorite here. And just like the Sugi one, I'm going to digitalize this particular piece. I really like this tree, but this one is my best here. Then followed by Wendy again for 42. I actually like this one. It's kind of a Barbie doll eye thing. I don't know what to call it, but I like the eyes here. And this one I made a mistake, but I just went with it and tried using different pencils. So this is the start of me using different pencils and not just two. I used three here. Similarly with this one, another Wendy. I kind of like how I saved this one. I made mistakes again with the mouth. This is actually one of my favorites because this Sugi and the way that it looks like, it really looks somewhat cool, and badass. So I really like this drawing a lot. So I really like this one. This is Yeri, and I like this how this one turned out too. So really trying to learn things here. I made a lot of mistakes here, but I managed to save it. Here, it's a difficult save because I made the face a bit narrow, which is supposed to be a bit wider to somewhat show Suji's features. But I tried to make sense of it, but it went well. I think the way the body, the hair, it all went well except for the face, which I could probably work on. So this is a learning thing for me. Followed by this one. If this is Ayu, I made mistakes here. I could have done better here to make it make sense. But I like this drawing, the vibe that it gives. Similarly, this is Wendy, but with a different kind of vibe also. But I like how this one turned out. I really like this one. And 50. This one looks different because I was sick at that time when I drew this. And I know that's not an excuse maybe, but I tried my best here. So it's a different kind of vibe. This is supposed to be Sugi with her wavy hair. And a note from myself for making it to 50. More sketches to come for the lovely game. So those are the 20 sketches from day 30 to day 50, and they all went pretty good. So 250 more. We'll see how this one will turn out. That's how we went from this to this, and I'm really proud to see the difference between the two. And I know that it it really just asks someone to be vulnerable with their flaws in terms of their skills, but it's something that I'm proud of because I was never really gifted in terms of sketching. I never really had it in me. It took years and years of practice, and I'm still practicing every single day. And I can see the improvements. And depending on my mood, the sketch looks fuzzy, but I really enjoy the challenge of not using any eraser and just going with the flow with the way I sketch. and just trying to make the most out of everything and learn from them. So if ever there's something that you want to do not hesitate to start it. Go with the day one. And if ever you lose track, if ever you lose the motivation like I did here, there's nothing wrong with that. Go back with it. Start with another day one. There's nothing wrong with that. Just keep starting over and starting over until you find the right kind of discipline to continue something. It could be something that is not just necessarily about sketches, it could be a different kind of medium. As long as you pull through and do what you love, everything will make sense. So yeah, that's it for me. And see you guys on the 100th day. Peace out. Respect. Bang.